welcome to Whole and Healthy Kitchen. Who's this with me today? Ella. You guys know me. I'm Brittany. What are we making today? We're making gluten-free cookies, and we are super excited. This idea came because we're going to be meeting with some of our neighbors today on our front lawn, and I just wanted to bring something over. And so to me, anytime we make like a special dessert like this, it's so that we can share and give and allow everybody to enjoy it. So we figured we'd include you guys today. So hello everybody who's coming in. Yeah, so I guess we'll go through the process of making these cookies, show you what it's all about. I also want to share with you a few kind of kitchen hacks that I do to hopefully help you in the kitchen. So my first hack is always take everything out that you're going to cook with. This is for many reasons. This is not just because, on a cooking show you'll see it. This is everyday life you want to do this. For one, I take everything out so that it's almost more work to put it away than to make it. And also because it makes it easier. I'm not running all over the kitchen to find everything. Everything's right here in front of me. So do you want to start first, Ella, with all of our ingredients on the table? What do you think you want to start with first? You want to start with that first? Well, why don't we start with our dry ingredients? What are some dry ingredients? That's one. This is one. So we're doing gluten-free. Absolutely. We're doing gluten-free cookies today. So I'm using chickpea flour. It's also called garbanzo bean powder, or flour rather. You can also use coconut flour. I love that. It makes it super soft. You could also use almond flour, which is not too bad. But I like coconut flour because of consistency. So how would we go like this, Ella Joy? Why don't we go like this? Do you want to hold this? Okay, so we need 2 cups of flour. Ready? So we're going to do 4 of these. Okay, ready? There's 1. So you count for me, okay? And come over here. People can't see it. There she is. 1. Hi, Shirian. Welcome. Okay, here's another one. How many is that? And this is messy. It gets messy in the kitchen. So that's part of it. Here is, how many is that, Ella? 3. And then how many is this? How many is that? 4.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. So we got 2 cups in there. Hi, Thea. Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. You want to put that in now? So now we're going to put the baking soda. Baking soda is always a must for cookies because that's what allows it to rise. And that one actually you can do twice, Ella, because we need half a teaspoon of baking soda.
2 times.
And the reason why I, always seem to bake with Ella is because it's the easiest. She has more jobs to do, and I find when you can keep them engaged, then they're helpful. But if they're not engaged, they're bored, and it makes it more difficult than easy. So we want cooking to be easy. We want cooking to be fun. So I find when we bake with them, it allows them to have fun. And plus, then we've got a bunch of snacks for the next couple days and a few things to be like, hey, if you eat your dinner, you're going to have this, which, is helpful sometimes. Mix that in there. And then what's next, Ella? Let's do some salt. Where's the salt? Do you see it on our table anywhere? There it is. Okay, grab the salt. How about you use this one? We'll do 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, if you guys have any questions, lay them on us.
What one?
Yeah, there you go. Mix it together. And salt, you guys, is everything. Our favorite salt to use is Himalayan sea salt. We put that on everything and adds minerals into your body instead of extracts it. No, that's enough. That's enough salt. We don't want them to be salty cookies, do we? No, we don't want them to be salty cookies. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is add in our wet ingredients. We're going super simple in these cookies today. Literally 5 ingredients, not even. Yeah, you can pour that in. So normally it would be 2 teaspoons of real vanilla, not the artificial kind, but we don't have that much. So I just want you to pour that in. This is maybe going to be 1. Let's see. You could probably use the whole thing. Dump it in there. So yeah, we're going super simple because why complicate things? I find, the simpler I make it, the better it is. It doesn't have to be 500 ingredients, but we do want it to be nutritious, right? So the quality of salt matters, the quality of flour matters. And instead of an egg today, we're using this. What is this, Ella? Show the people like this. What is that? Do you remember what this is? It's flax. We use flax for many, many things. We put it in our cereals, we put it in our shakes, you can pour it in there, and we use it as an egg substitute, right? So this is literally gonna bind the cookie together, and sometimes that's important, especially if it's gluten-free, because it's very fluffy. Make sure you keep it in the bowl. And so this is what the flax looks like. You can get it from Costco. This, I think, is from Healthy Planet. You also can get it from Bulk Barn, just in bulk. I always have this on hand so I don't waste my eggs in baking, and you wouldn't notice the difference, honestly, at all. So that's what we're gonna do there. And so let's also add in some maple syrup. So because this is like a dry batter, we're gonna use maple syrup today. This is maple syrup from a local farm. So we do the real maple syrup, never, ever, ever that fake stuff, you guys, Aunt Jemima or whatever it's called. It's just not worth all the preservatives that are in there. But this is from a tree, and being in Canada, like, we literally get the maple syrup from the sap off the trees. Doesn't go very far. It's amazing. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna say, because this is chickpea flour and it's not as, like, you know, maybe light and sweet as like a coconut flour, I think we're gonna do 3 tablespoons. You know, what you also could use in cookies to keep them healthy, but also to, you know, add that little sweet, because, you know, without the sweet, it's not really a cookie. I would use also coconut sugar. But we're not going to use that today, Ella, unless you want to sprinkle a little bit. You want to sprinkle a little bit? You can sprinkle a little bit, that's fine. Because, you know, coconut sugar doesn't have your blood sugar pop and then fall like normal sugar does. It really just helps, you know, maintain that balance that we want. So it's a really good option. What's that? Do you know what that is? This is our trusted coconut oil. You can see it's hot in our house. Yeah, we don't have air conditioning. I like it that way. But this is coconut oil. You want it melted. We're not done yet. Keep it in there. But you can also, an amazing thing with cookies, I'm a huge fan of using Greek yogurt. I'm also a huge fan of using applesauce. You could use melted butter if you wanted. Not all that. We're going to use this still. Hold that. All those work as your oil or your fat or whatever you want to call it. So ready? We're going to do, whoop. Ready? 1, 2. There we go. Let's see. Okay, that works for me. So we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of that, and then let's mix it. Mix it. Is it getting hard to mix for you? No, you're doing fine. So yeah, if you guys are watching, tell me where you're watching from. Let me know if do you cook with your kids? You know, did you ever cook with your kids? Do you cook with your kids now? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are they helpful? Are they not helpful? Like, just kind of let me know. I would love to have like a conversation with you about it. Can I just get to the nitty-gritties of this? We'll really mix it all together. Because this is something I think that helps to develop a really healthy relationship to food, right? And we want to teach our children that they can be, you know, independent in the kitchen and love to cook. Because otherwise, if we don't do that, then they don't realize how important it is to nourish our bodies through the food that we eat, and then they don't have that confidence to be in the kitchen and do what they need to do. It's okay, Ella, you don't have to pick that up, honey. Okay, let's mix it. But if you start them at a young age, getting comfortable in the kitchen, then you're setting them up for life, for a healthy life. And
Mom, it's beeping.
It's beeping. That's okay. I think we're gonna need a little bit more wetness in here. Should we add a little bit more coconut oil? Okay, you do it. Ready? 1 and 2. And even if you don't have kids, I mean, make these on your own and use it as an opportunity to love yourself through food. You're caring for your body with these. Just 1 more, and then that's it. But then that's gonna be too much. There we go. Okay, mix. And then once we mix these together and get all the wetness mixed, then we're going to add our final ingredient, which is a 1/2 cup of whatever you want. So it could be a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, which we're doing today, or a 1/2 cup of nuts, or a 1/2 cup of coconut, or a 1/2 cup of, what do you see over there? What else do you want? Or raisins even? No, we're not going to add any more in, because look, this is all good. Oh yeah, the chocolate chips I was just talking about, of course. But what are you not going to do, Ella? What are you not going to do? You're not going to eat it until we're done? Okay, good. That's one thing too. She can have a chocolate chip or lick the bowl when we're done. But if she licks the bowl or eats one while we're cooking, she's not allowed anymore. So we're going to get our hands in here. Did you wash your hands before we did this? Yes, you did. Ready? So I'm going to put these in there. And I want you to get your hands in there. Mix them all around. Mix them all around. So this is the fun job, right? But yeah, so even if like you're doing this on your own, like you can very also easily batch work this. This is a kitchen hack I do all the time, is make triple this amount and roll them into small balls, cover them in plastic wrap or in containers with parchment paper. Go ahead, you're doing a really good job. And then stick it in the freezer so that any time that you want cookies, you literally can bring them out, put the little balls on a pan, pop them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 12 minutes if they're in the freezer, and you've got fresh cookies every time. And this is amazing if you're thinking of having people over or visiting your neighbors like we're gonna do today. Just amazing to have them on hand. It saves you time in the future, but then you always have delicious and nutritious cookies. Like who doesn't want fresh baked cookies? And it's just not the same if you're going to the store and buying those ones in the container. It's just absolutely not the same. This has got the love in it and all the, life ingredients. You think we're done? Okay, so we'll push all these ingredients out of the way. Okay, be careful about those hands, I just mopped. Okay, so let's move everything out of the way. Whoa. So here, if you want something, Ella, instead of wiping it on your clothes, can you do that? Okay. And then, so I saved some chocolate chips so that we can put them on top so that they look really pretty. And yeah, batch work. It's important. So now what we're going to do, Ella, you can have some after, remember? So hold on. Ready? Here's my pan. So now we're going to roll these into little balls. Oh, what'd you say here? I was just talking to my 23-year-old daughter about baking. She always helped me in the kitchen, and she was little and now bakes for her friends. How beautiful is that, Connie? That's amazing. And that's exactly it. Like if we get them in the kitchen young, it becomes natural. Beautiful. It's a perfect little one. But even if like we feel like even when they're young that they're still maybe not making the healthiest choices, that doesn't mean you haven't planted a seed. Like that doesn't mean you haven't taught their subconscious mind that eating living green vegetables and eating high quality ingredients and caring for your body through the food you eat and the water you drink. Like if we demonstrate that first of all, and we teach that to them when they're young, it's implanted, and then they will be able to act on it. So that's really awesome to hear, Connie. I love it. So you're doing good size ones, Nella. I like them small. You're doing good size ones. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to roll these into balls, but we're not going to make you wait the 10 minutes until they come out. So we'll just take pictures of them after, I think. So let me think. Is there anything you want to say to the people, Ella?
This one is don't have chocolate.
That one doesn't. Well, maybe that one could be for the baby. Yeah. Because he doesn't need chocolate chips.
This one's for baby.
Yeah, that one's for the baby. We'll leave that one for him, okay?
Oh,
move over here so people can see you.
You make a little bit more smaller for baby.
A little smaller one. It's okay. You can make a bigger one and then we'll cut it into two, baby. There you go. That's perfect. Is there anything else you want to say to the people?
Oh, there's a chocolate chip.
Okay, let's take it out.
I don't take any chocolate chips anymore.
That's good. Well, another kitchen hack that's on my mind that I do every single week, and it's a non-negotiable, is meal planning. Okay, so I knew ahead of time that we were going to meet our neighbors today. And so on the weekend, I thought about what I wanted to make. So I made sure I had the flour on hand. I made sure I had the chocolate chippies on hand. I made sure I had everything that I needed on hand. And when we do that, then that literally allows us to make whatever we need from the things we have in our kitchen. And it literally sets us up right for the week, right? Because we're not going to just get home from work or whatever and be like, oh, I'm starving, what I'm going to make. You know what you're going to make. You took out your food the night before, you planned it, you wrote it on your, fridge. You know what you're having. And so this is a big part of what I teach people through Whole and Healthy Kitchen as to how to have a workflow that works for you. And we all know when we get in the flow, that's where creativity is, right? That's where inspiration is. That is where the sense of ease and calm comes in. So I educate people on how to find that workflow works for them. Honey, don't wipe your hands all over your shirt. Where's your thing? Here, I'll get you another one. But that's part of doing it with kids. You just gotta kind of roll with it. Sometimes they do things the way they do things, and we must be okay with all of it. But that's part of being in the flow and finding that ease, right? So There's a little tiny one. So if you need help with any of that, let me know. Reach out to me. If you need whole food or ingredient ideas, reach out to me. Like, I'm here for you. And I also recommend, though, going and liking my Whole and Healthy Kitchen page, because I'm going to be doing more of these videos after the summer is over on that page. I'm not going to be doing them on my Brittany page for very much longer. So move on over there. Go like that page so you be sure to kind of get the notifications.
This one is for a baby.
Is that one for the baby? That's excellent.
Because it's so tiny.
So Ella, what is your favorite thing to eat, or what's your favorite thing to eat? Let's start there.
Pasta.
Oh yeah, is it?
Bunny pasta.
Bunny pasta. Well, you know, that's a good thing to mention to parents, right? Because I think we all know that craft dinner is, you know, something that kids' taste buds like. You know, it's been manufactured to be that way. But we found bunny pasta, which is Annie's bunny pasta, that is organic, it's simple ingredients, and it's like a craft dinner
It's getting hard
substitute. And so that's a good option if you're going to do that. But we literally have her eat that as like a dessert, like once a week. Not even. Because it is. It's like a dessert. It's like something we do at lunch with your side of fruit and vegetables.
I guess we can bake it at all.
That's right. Oh, you want to do that? That's fine. Look how tiny these are, Ella. I'm going to combine these two so that they're almost all the same size, okay? And let's be careful not to sprinkle stuff, because if you sprinkle stuff, all that stuff is going to burn. We don't want it to burn, right? So let's stop sprinkling. But you can put the chocolate chippies on top, except for the ones that are for the baby. Okay, so let's put the chocolate chippies on top. Okay, let's put them on top. We're almost done here. I'll leave that one for the baby.
Yeah. Leave that one.
Athea, let's see what you said. You said, has it been easy for you to find local produce in your new area? Very good question. No, it hasn't been difficult. I love my area. We have a farmer's market that is 5 minutes by car from us.
It's not even far.
It's not even far at all. And it's really big, and it's really nice, and it's all year round, which is amazing. And I didn't have where I was before because everything would be outside, but this is part indoor, part outdoor. And so I try and like support them as much as possible. But then if I'm not getting to the farmers markets, what I do is shop as local as possible at my shopping store, because we have to remember that if it took a long time, right here, if it took a long time for the food to get to our table, it's the cost of transportation, it's the cost of people who are driving it, it's, you know, less, nutrient dense because it came from such a far off way, all these factors. So yeah, it's pretty easy, which is great. And the thing that I've noticed, if you find in your area it's not as easy to get fresh produce, then you can talk to the people at your store, right? Ask them when they get their shipment in. Ask them if they can get a particular thing for you. Be in conversation. Oh, okay. Be in conversation with your grocery store and like make relationships there. And no, we're not gonna like that right now, because it makes a really big difference. When we did that at our old place, we found out that they always got put their sales on Tuesdays. So we'd go in on Tuesdays and get triple the amount of food. I haven't quite figured out the timing of things here, but that's a good hack, another good hack and trick. Yeah, thanks for asking, Athea. So I think we're ready. These are going to be popped into the oven now at 350 for 10 minutes. What are you doing with that? Okay, let's leave that there. Let's leave it there. Crumble, 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 leave, leave, leave. Crumble, 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 leave, leave, leave. Okay, so we're going to pop it in there. I'm going to take pictures of these. I'm going to put the recipe below in the comments. Feel free to ask any questions after this is over, because I'm here for you. And she wiped on her shirt again. And we'll be changing that shirt. So Ella, what do you have to say to the people? What do you have to say?
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. And if you have any topics, any recipes, any ideas, anything that has to do with mindset, whole foods, kitchen workflow, let me know. I want to do them for
That
you.
one for a baby.
So comment below and let me know. So I think that's it.
This is for a baby.
That's for the baby. We'll save that for the baby. Okay, everyone. Say bye, Ella.
Bye.
Bye.
This is for all us. I don't know what one is